Hello, third graders. Our unit this week is talking about magnetism and magnets in general. I'm going to read you a story about Maglev Trains, and then we're going to talk about a few skills related to that. Have you ever heard of Maglev Train? A Maglev train is not your ordinary train. First of all, it doesn't even touch the tracks. It actually hovers above them. Second, a Maglev train is fast, very fast. Unlike ordinary trains, which travel about 150 miles per hour, Maglev trains can whiz by you at nearly 350 miles per hour. Just what is a Maglev train and how does it work? Maglev is short for magnetic levitation. Magnetic refers to magnets. Levitate means to float up in the air. A Maglev train uses magnetic forces to float and move above the tracks. Like all magnets, the magnets used in Maglev trains have ends, or poles. One pole of a magnet is called the North Pole. The other pole is called the South Pole. Opposite poles of magnets attract each other. Like poles repel or push each other away. In one kind of Maglev train, magnets in the train and magnets in the track repel each other. They don't allow the train and the tracks to touch, so the train is held above the tracks. Magnetic forces also pull the train forward. What advantages does a Maglev train have over a train that runs on steel tracks? Because a Maglev train does not rub against the tracks, it can travel at much higher speeds than an ordinary train. Also, because it does not make contact with the tracks, a Maglev train is much quieter than a regular train. Plus, a Maglev train doesn't have an engine that burns fuel, so it doesn't pollute the air. How would you like to ride on a Maglev train? One of the skills that we're going to talk about this week is comparing and contrasting, and we're going to talk about this section that I just read to you about Maglev trains. How are Maglev trains different from ordinary trains? Well, a way that we would compare that we would say that both of these are trains. A regular train and a Maglev train both fall in the category of trains. A way that they contrast would be Maglev trains hover above the tracks, but regular trains touch the tracks. Cause and effect. If you were to identify the cause and effect in this sentence from the article, also because it does not make contact with the tracks, a Maglev train is much quieter than a regular train. The cause in this sentence would be Maglev trains do not make contact with their tracks. And the effect is that because of that, they are quieter than regular trains. If we were to summarize some information about Maglev trains, we might say a Maglev train uses magnets to float and move above the tracks. This makes the train very fast and quiet. It doesn't pollute the air. Those are 3 details from that story passage that would summarize what we learned about Maglev trains.